Hostiles inbound at steps. You're being invaded. Find them before they find you.
Guardian down.
Invader's dead. Keep
Oh.
pushing. Portal's up.
That's funny.
Yes. Line 'em up, knock 'em down.
The invader was hiding among
Allies headed
a whole
to the
set of
other
enemies and Hello Guardians. It is I, Sugars with an S. And let us call this The Return Part 2. Gambit Edition. Yeah. So yeah, let's talk Gambit. So Gambit. It's a new game in Destiny 2. And I'll be honest, I waited for the whole season to be done playing Gambit to get a true full sense of it. I'm not one of those people that like to just like rush in just to say I'm first with the review of Gambit and then you don't really understand what's at play here. So I played Gambit many times, and the very first time I played it I have to say that I kind of laughed to myself because it reminded me of something, but I'll get more into that a little bit later, right? So Gambit, it's player versus environment versus player. That's the special twist. So it's like it's a 4-man fire team, you know, Bungie pushing the 4-man thing. Alright, you know, we'll see how it goes, you know, that's cool. So what it is, it's really that if people remember in Destiny 1 when they had the House of Wolves DLC or expansion, whatever, House of Wolves, right? The end game was Prison of Elders. Now, for people that don't know, Prison of Elders was essentially a tournament style kind of edition where you had 3 rounds, I believe. Each round supposed to get progressively harder, and then the final round was against Skolas. And in the Skolas round, you had like many different tasks to do to go through the different damage phases. That was after they took away the elemental burn, because when they had the elemental burn and it was solar burn, I don't know if you guys remember this, but you know, Galahorn was the answer to all questions. I repeat that, Galahorn was the answer to all questions. But anyway, to get back on Gambit, so you got these 4v4 thing going on here, right? So what it is that you gotta win 2 rounds. The first team to win 2 rounds wins the Gambit game, wins the Gambit match, right? And how do you win a round? You win a round by defeating the boss, which is called the Primeval. How do you defeat the Primeval? You gotta summon the Primeval first. You gotta deposit 75 motes of light into the bank. How do you get motes of light? You gotta kill all the enemies on the field. Enemies drop motes of light. Depending on how difficult the enemy is, the more motes of light it drops. Fairly simple, fairly easy, right? Now, this is the part that if you played a particular game, things are gonna start to sound a little familiar to you, right? So, let's just say that you go and you get all these motes of light. The maximum amount you can carry is 15, right? But let's just say that on your way to the bank, I am walking to the bank. You die, you know? You drop all your motes of light and you lose it. All of them. No mercy. What does that kind of sound like? More on that later. Right. So, let's say you do get to the bank, right? And you deposit Mozilite. Why is that important is that it's twofold. You're trying to deposit 75 Mozilite in total. But what you're also trying to do is that you're trying to send what is called blockers to the other side to stop the other team from depositing their Mozilite, right? So what happens when a blocker comes on the field is that the bank closes and you got like these strong enemies, stronger than the other enemies there, that are denying you entrance. So basically, you walk up and the enemies are like, excuse me, this is a Sunday, the bank is closed. Oh, yeah, banks close on Sunday. Yep. So anyway, you kill the blockers, banks open again, you deposit your Mozilite. Actually, the blockers are the only thing that don't drop Mozilite. The only thing. Right? So, another way to stop an enemy from depositing a Mozilite is to go and invade. Now, I know what you're saying. This does sound very familiar. We'll get to that soon. So basically, all this time you've been playing Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, it's been more like we've all been on the same Earth. We've all been in the same shared space. And it's like, okay, you know, I do a mission here, I do a mission there, you know, it's just that, you know, I access the mission a little bit differently and all that sort of stuff, you know. But if we go as a team, you know, we all finish the mission together and all that sort of stuff, and any change that happens, you know, it all happens together, you know, like they got public events, they got this, you got that, you know, strikes and all that sort of stuff, right? But Gambit to me is the first event where it feels like, hey, we're in this one dimension, our world, and these guys are in another dimension, their world. And we're going to step across into their world and prevent them from completing their objective. And they're just as similar, can step across into our world to try to prevent us from completing our objective. And not only that, but when you step across, you become red. So for those of you that don't know, this is the point in time where you realize that this is like a Souls game. And if you don't know what I mean either Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 or the original Demon's Souls. What I mean by that is that every player lives in their own world. But if you so desired and you so had the feeling to, you could be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go invade another person's world. And what happens is that the bottom of your corner, text pops up saying, such and such a player has invaded your world. And at that point in time, you got a couple options. You can either run quickly to the boss. You can either decide, you know what? This is my world. I will face you and kick you out of my world. Or you can hide. I mean, hey, you can hide, wait it out, hope the person gets bored and decide that person's like, hey, I'm going back. Choice is yours. But when that person invades, they invade as a red phantom. Yes, they invade looking all red and glowy and stuff. And just like in Dark Souls, or the Souls games from Software, whenever a player dies, they drop all the currency that they have. Just say. So, the thing about Gambit is that it does require a little bit more strategy. So, what I would say is that it encourages you to want to like play with a team and as a team, because one person can really wreck the whole mojo. What playing with my friends, what I noticed was that the most effective way was really like you got people killing enemies, you got somebody collecting motes, and when the time arises, you got somebody invading the other team. Because not only if you kill opposing guardians do they drop all their motes, but if the primeval is out and you kill them, their deaths heal the primeval. Gambit on a whole, it has its moments. I liked it. It was fun. I don't know if I can see this being the be-all and end-all. I do think that your time to invade, which is only 30 seconds, needs to be more, because now it's a little bit more rushed. And I think that as an invader, because the odds are already stacked against you because it's 4 versus 1. So what you gotta do is that you really gotta maneuver around, plan what you're doing, and it helps that the opposing team, like, you can see where they are, you can see how many motes each person has and all that sort of stuff. But really smart teams, like when somebody invades, depending when they invade, really smart teams split up, or they start maneuvering in a particular way whereby it makes it a little counterproductive. So, as an invader, sometimes some of the best things to do is you don't necessarily have to kill somebody, but see, like if the primeval is out, what you really gotta do is just ensure that they're not doing much damage to the primeval. So, inevitably, when an invader comes by, you know, I'm an invader. You got these people, they're gonna say, oh my gosh, there's an invader there. So the first thing you do is say, like, where's the invader coming from? And smart teams pull back a little bit, but they pull back enough whereby they can still do damage to the primeval. As well as now they say, hey, you go take care of that. So you basically want a fairly effective PvPer on your team to go and, you know, dance with the invader. You know what I mean? A little 1-2 tango. Tango, you know? All in all, Gambit's not bad, you know. Let me see. What did I forget? Oh yeah, blockers. Well, there are 3 types of blockers: small, medium, large. 5 motes deposited, you get a small blocker. 10 motes deposited, you get a medium blocker. 50 motes deposited, you get a large blocker. And it's alright, Gambit. I do not think this can be a substitute for PvP, or even for like a raid or a dungeon crawl or something like that, man, Shattered Throne is the real deal. Bungie needs to do more dungeons like that. And I don't think it's as good as Prison of Elders was, because Prison of Elders required you to not only work as a team, but I like the whole like tournament style where each round was, you know, effectively like building. And well, it seemed like, you know, Bungie's just like, hey, you know, we're gonna double down on Gambit. And we're gonna make Gambit Prime. Yeah, well, the next video I'll talk about Gambit Prime. But hey, if you played any of the Soul series, then you will know that Gambit borrowed heavily from it. I mean, it's not bad. It's cool. And as always, folks, like, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified of when a new video comes out. Leave a comment, because I want to know what you guys have to say. Share with your friends, because somebody said sharing is caring. And it's Sugars with an S. Laters is greeters.